What's up, guys? Let me know if you can hear me well. By the way, we're going to talk about follow-up today. Pretty excited. This has been a highly sought-after topic, very much requested. And before we get started, yes, I do have a mic on finally, so everyone can stop bitching about my sound quality. So let me know if you can hear me so I can make sure that it's hooked up properly. Just drop a 1 in the comments so I can get started, because I don't know if you can hear me. First time I've ever hooked one of these up. So just let me know down below. Drop a 1 so we can get started here. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. You're about to get some amazing knowledge right now, as you do in all my other videos. If you're watching live on Facebook, then be sure to participate. Let me know any questions that you have. Drop them below. I'll answer them for you. This topic's extremely important, guys. What people don't realize is that this is where most of your money comes from. Okay, a lot of people think just because, hey, I close at 20%, 30%, 40%, that you're going to be crushing it, right? But the thing is, the closer that closes at 30% will not make as much money as a closer that closes at 20% up front and knows how to follow up, okay? 70% of your revenue typically comes from follow-up, okay? So when you learn how to master this, you're unstoppable. This is the reason why in every business I've been in, I could predict my next month's revenue before the month even started, right? So when I first started learning how to do this, I was working for a company called Lifetime Fitness. They're a billion-dollar gym company, health club. And I would be able to take the calendar, right? So this is something that we work on our sales teams with. It's called reverse engineering your calendar. And I was able to predict my business by the day for the entire month, okay? So this is how serious it gets, guys, is where you can predict your entire business for the next month by the day, all right? So let me give you an example of what that looked like. So I was able to take, let's say I need to sell 5 accounts that day, right? And by the way, an account in that business at Lifetime Fitness, one account was like a family of 5 would be considered one account, okay? Or a single student in college would be considered one account. So if everyone was under one account, it was considered one account, okay? 4 people on a family membership was not 4 accounts, that was one account. So let's say I need to do 5 that day. I was able to predict that many in one day the month before, okay? When you get really good at this and managing a book of business, managing your pipeline, you're unstoppable, okay? You're unstoppable. You just shatter records, you shatter quotas, you shatter whatever your expectation is, and then your potential is whatever you choose for your potential to be, all right? So what we're going to get into today are the different methods of follow-up. We're going to get into what you can send during those follow-ups within those methods. We're going to get into the frequency of those follow-ups, how to respond if you get hit with no response, and a couple additional notes just to watch out for. So yes, this video is going to seem incredibly structured because I actually have notes on it, right? So this way it's structured well, okay? So let's get into this. So number 1 are going to be the methods. You know, we won't even say methods, we'll say channels, okay? We'll go with channels here. Yeah, you know the training is going to be hot when you're in a Hawaiian shirt in Kansas in spring. So the channels of follow-up. So we're going to start with channels here, all right, guys? So take notes, because this is going to be one of the most valuable videos more than likely you're going to watch all month, okay? So number 1, some of these might sound like things you've heard before, but I promise you, if you watch till the very end, you are going to find some different gold nuggets in this video that you have never heard of before. Promise you. Even you experienced folk. All right? That's why I said folk from Kansas. So channels. We have email. Pretty obvious. We have DM, which is going to be in Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, the common ones, okay? Phone call, text. Is this sound quality better, guys, with this mic? Just curious. Isaiah, we will get to that, but we want to focus on the topic of this video today. So social engagement, a letter, which is actually like shipping a letter, okay? This last one, a lot of people don't know about. Amazon wish list. Okay? So let me break each one of these things down before we get into what you can send. Okay? So an email is pretty simple, right? You're looking for the decision maker email, or you're looking for the person that is going to lead you to the decision maker. Next, you're going to have DM. So this is going to be private messaging, whoever you need to get to that next level. Guys, by the way, like the video, heart the video if you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook. This way we can expand the reach. I do these videos for free in these trainings. All I ask is that you expand the reach so more people can see them. Very simple. That's all I ask of you. You can't do that, then I'm just not going to do these anymore. All right? And also lets me know like what content's good and everybody likes. So we got over a dozen people on this right now live. The fact that we only have a few hearts shows me that must not be a good video, and I just won't do them anymore. So help a brother out. All right? Next is a phone call. That's pretty obvious, right? Text, where you're just going to be texting them. Preferably, guys, you're going to want these two things to be tracked, okay? You want to make sure that whatever you do in the terms of follow-up is always going to be within one platform, under one umbrella. The last thing you want to do is to have all of this happening on your cell phone, on someone else's phone, on a different email, on a different direct messaging platform with somebody else's profile. So let's say you have VAs, or you have sales reps, or you have setters, whatever. The thing is, guys, if you are doing all this on different platforms, shit's going to get lost. And it's going to make things really difficult, especially as you have like personnel transitions, right? Or you have different people coming in the company. Maybe you transition someone laterally or vertically in your company into new positions, or maybe you let somebody go. Like, you need to make sure all of this is tracked under one platform. So you need to be able to see every conversation, okay? Like, God forbid somebody like gets hit by a bus or something, I don't know. Like, you need to make sure all the conversations are here, right here in front of you. So make sure you put all of these inside of one platform, whether that's, whatever CRM you use. Everything needs to be tracked in one platform. Every phone call needs to be recorded. Every text needs to be in there. Next, you have social engagement, okay? Social engagement is going onto their profiles, again, whether that be, LinkedIn, Facebook, or Instagram, and all you're doing is commenting and or hearting their post. Heart, like hearting their post, or thumbs up or whatever. Like, this just puts you in front of them. They will see your name, okay? So it's frequency. The same thing as an ad, right? Ads are everywhere all the time, and they're everywhere with different types of frequency, right? So you're seeing variations of the ad. This is the same thing. You want to make sure you stay in front of them as much as possible. We'll get into that in a second with frequency. Stay in front of them as much as possible manually, the same way an ad would stay in front of you for retargeting, and make sure you're doing it in different ways. You're not going to phone call somebody every day. It'll make you annoying, and they'll probably block you, okay? So social engagement. A letter. This might seem old school, but that's what makes it unique, okay? You're sending a letter. No one's doing that, okay? So if you have an address to send a letter, address it to them, make it creative, unique, put some thought into it, handwrite it. If the client's big enough, definitely do that, okay? Same thing with Amazon wish list. I used to do this when I was at the Yellow Pages for bigger clients that I wanted to work with, and this is something that people just aren't doing right now. And you just simply go to Amazon. If you guys want to do this to me, if you're trying to earn my business, great way to get in front of me. But you go to Amazon, and you're simply going to type in their email address, and then it'll pull up their wish list, right, of anything they put on their wish list in Amazon, okay? Not a lot of people know about this, but this is really powerful. I use this for years, okay? This stuff still all works. So these are different channels that you can go and do your follow-up on. So let's get into what messages to send. If you guys are digging this, just let me know below. Just drop a comment, say I'm digging it. And again, like the video, show us some love on the video so I know to keep doing these, and it'll help us spread the reach, okay? So messages that you can send, we have friends feedback, okay? Because the question we get all the time, guys, when it comes to follow-up is, well, what do I say to them? How often do I follow up with them? Where do I follow up with them at? Do I send them an email? Do I call them? Do I shoot them a message in Facebook? We get all these questions all the time. And the thing with this is you need to make sure that your messaging is different and unique. So when you go in and you have these different messages after today, I want to challenge you to put them in your CRM right away. And if you don't know what a CRM is, you're not using a CRM, that's a problem. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now. And you need to go get a CRM, whether that's Salesforce, Pipedrive, Go High Level, like whatever you're using, put the leads in, okay? And you need to do your feedback or your follow-up messages, input all of those tasks to do the follow-ups the same day you get off the phone. So as an example, if I get off the phone with Joe, and Joe and I decide that he's a good fit for our high-ticket offer, but based on the scenario, like we can't get him started yet, okay? So let's say that he wants to hire a sales rep in his company, but he just doesn't have enough appointments right now. He's turning on his ads, and based on that, he should be able to take enough calls, prove his offer, and then be able to create predictability with his ads. So I tell him, you know what? Based on that timeline, because I can't recruit you a winning sales rep until you have at least 15 calls a week booked on your calendar consistently. So let's go ahead and reconvene in 6 weeks. All right? So I'm going to schedule that call to book a time to get started in 6 weeks. Well, now we have a gap, okay, of 6 weeks. Now your retargeting ads should be hitting them, but we're not going to get into that right now. What we're going to get into is the fact that you need to use these different types of messages and stay in front of him during that time, those 6 weeks, using these channels, okay? So the messages I'm going to show you guys here, you're going to send them throughout the 6 weeks. Make sense? So, and then you're going to put those tasks in your CRM. A CRM is a custom relationship management tool. So you're going to put them in there and schedule all of these out between now and 6 weeks. Okay? So friends feedback, I'm going to go over each one of these as we write them. Social engagement. You guys know social engagement, so let's talk about friends feedback. Something I like to do is something I like to call get the shit on the table. And when you get the shit on the table, it allows for them not to have any other reason not to get started when they're ready to get started, okay? I don't like to deal with any of that. That's why we pre-qualify people using mini webinars. Like, I just don't deal with that. And so the way this works is when you're dealing with this, ask them, hey, do me a quick favor. I would like to follow up with you next week and just hear your friends' feedback. So if you could just do me a huge favor, go ask as many people as possible what they think about X topic. And I would love to be able to talk with you about that here in a few weeks or here next week at this time. And they'll be like, oh yeah, sure, definitely. Be like, and all I want to do is talk about that. I'm going to challenge you not to get started that day. Now, you always want to drop the guard that way, because if they do ask you to get started that day, then you could, work through that and do that, because maybe you can speed up the sales cycle. That's all scenario based. That's a word. Anyway, so get friends' feedback. So this way you can get all the shit on the table. If you can overcome all the objections from their friends, then by that point they're going to have nothing left besides their own limiting belief, which you reframe, right? So you have your social engagement, which we already talked about over here, right, for channels. Next, you're going to have testimonials. And by the way, social engagement is also your posts, okay? So you should be posting about your business. You should be proud about what you're doing, the same way somebody posts about, if you're saying to yourself right now, like, well, I can't put up stuff about my business, that's my personal Facebook, or I can't put that on YouTube, that's a personal channel for blah, or I can't put that on LinkedIn. Here's the thing. People are posting about their kids, they're posting about their cars, they're posting about stupid shit, and the thing is, like, they're doing that because they're proud of certain things, all right, or they find certain things interesting. You should be proud about your business, and you should want to push that out onto your platforms anytime something you feel relevant happens, okay? So always do that. And people are always looking, people are always watching, people are always talking. So you're going to have your posts. Testimonial, right? You're just going to send this to them via one of the channels. You're going to say, hey, so-and-so just had a killer month, or so-and-so just did this killer thing, right? Thought you might like to check this out. Nothing else, okay? That's it. And then you could always put that on, if it's on a landing page or whatever, or you could just shoot a screenshot to them, like just send it on over. If it's on a landing page, you always want to have a CTA, right? Call to action to book a call with you or your team. But if you're just sending it via DM or one of these other, like text or something else, then just have the screenshot. Okay? And make sure it's relevant to them. So like if somebody's trying to get to their first, let's say this is an ROI offer, like maybe they're trying to get to their first $10,000 a month, you're not going to send them somebody that just went from $25,000 to $70,000 a month, because they're nowhere close to that. That seems unreachable right now with where they're at. So be cognizant of who you're talking to, okay? Next, you're going to have, you're going to serve. And this is where you message them and you just simply say, is there anything I can do for you? That's it. Is there anything I can do for you? So this is going to allow them to be able to ask you, okay? Next. And you can notice, like, not one time am I asking for a sale. You never ask for the sale like that while you're still trying to get them to be able to hop on the call with you, right? If you're staying in front of them in different ways and you're serving them, they are going to want to do business with you, okay? Next we have let me go here. Okay. So this says how problem. Basically what this means is, how is X going? Like, so for me, if I were to message somebody this, it'd be like, how are sales, Joe? Right? So whatever that problem is, how is, or how it are, whatever problem. So this way they could just say like, man, you know what? It's been okay, but blah, right? And then you could lead into the DM script, which, we have in my Art of Sales mentorship, where we train people on how to be as effective at the entire sales process so they can close high-ticket long-term contracts. So you're going to move right into the DM script after they respond. And over here, you're going to have a resource drop. So let's say that you do content, you do a bunch of content, or let's say that you have a blog or something along those lines, a good resource that could help them. You're just going to say, hey, Joe, just dropped this video, or hey, Joe, just wrote this blog, or I wrote this blog a while back, did this video a while back, felt like you might find it interesting. Let me know your thoughts. So these are different types of messages that you can send, okay? Really, really powerful right here. Now, the question I always get to after this is, Rob, they haven't responded to me, okay? And we're going to get to frequency in a sec. But if you don't get a response, if you get no response, here's what you're going to do. Every 3 days, you're going to send out one of these in this order. Number 1. So number 1 is going to be bumping this. And all you're going to say is, hey, just bumping this. That's it. Because it's going to push it back up to the top if it's on Instagram, LinkedIn, or Facebook. Next, you're going to say the good old classic ghost, right? You're just going to send a GIF of a ghost, and you're going to say, hey, you ghosting me? And just send a GIF of a ghost. That's it. Last one is my personal favorite. Don't do this wrong. All you're going to send them is 2 words spelt this way. The 2 words are ya dead. Just Y-A and then dead. You're going to say, you dead? Question mark? Because it's freaking hilarious and you'll always get a response. So if you get no response, you send these out every 3 days, right? I'll use a different color so it's easy to look at. I just realized how much of the same color we got going on here. So this is going to be 3-day gaps. Okay? So these will be 3-day gaps. So let's talk about frequency. All right? So frequency. So the way it's going to work is month 1 is every 3 days. And then after that is once a week. So month 1, you're going to send these out every 3 days. And then month 2 onward is just once a week. Okay? And remember, your retargeting ads are staying in front of you. All right? Or staying in front of them, excuse me. So yeah, frequency is 3 days in month 1, every 3 days. And then after that, week 1, like every week. If they don't respond, 3 days at a time, you wait 3 days each time. Bumping this, ghost, and then you're dead. Okay? Those are your 3. And then you're going to go over here to, last thing, some notes. You know, I'll only write the notes down, I'll just tell them to you. So notes is, here's some things you want to keep in mind, is make it about them. What you're going to realize here is that all of this is about the client. It's about the prospect. It's about them. It should never be about you. Even in a sales call, it should never be about you. Nothing that you position at all in the sales call should be about you. It should always be about your prospect, about the client. It's always about them and challenging your prospect, potential client, to think at a higher level, to open them up to doubting what they thought coming into the call. Okay, it's always about them. If they do not doubt what they thought coming into the call, you have not been able to crush the limiting belief and to get them to buy in to whatever you're doing. Okay, so it's really important to make sure that you do that. All right, always make it about them. Same thing here. Friends feedback. Hey, would you do this and gather a bunch of feedback so this way we can go over it together? Oh yeah, totally. Testimonial. Hey, I felt like you would like to see this. So-and-so just crushed it last week, thought you might like it. Social engagement. Whatever they post about is awesome, right? Go in there. Serving them. This one is even called the serve message. What can I do for you? Anything I can do for you? The how problem. Hey, so-and-so, how's sales? Or hey, so-and-so, how's, and then whatever you help with. Resource drop. Hey, so-and-so, made this blog a while back, thought you might find it helpful. Okay? And then no response. Obviously, this is, just saying what's up, but never are you saying, hey, you want to hop on a call with me? Because now it's about me. Same thing in the sales call. Never make it about you, right? If they're starting to talk about, well, how can you do this or that? Or do you do Facebook ads? Or do you, how are you going to help me lose weight? It's like, if you're a fitness coach, or how are you going to fix my credit? Like all of these things, they're trying to bait you into talking about your features, okay? No one gives a shit. Everyone does the same stuff you do. If you run Facebook ads, everyone runs Facebook ads, okay? The way they do it might be unique, but whoever your prospect is not going to see that. All they're going to hear right away is Facebook ads because it's the only thing they understand. They don't understand the rest of the stuff. And if you try to get them to understand it in 60 minutes, what took you years to learn, you will fail, okay? I promise you. It won't happen, okay? You cannot learn in 1 hour what someone has taken years to learn. You will fail, all right? So make it all about them. So the second note you want to remember is do not chase, serve. If you start chasing a client, the same way if you're a girl or a guy, the way that, human nature just works, if you're chasing somebody, they're going to be less interested typically, okay? So you don't chase, okay? You're there to help. Hey, here I am, okay? You do not chase them down or they'll be less interested, okay? So the same principle applies, same concept. You're not chasing them, you're serving, okay? You'll be shocked at how relevant you become when you're there to serve and you're not there to chase, all right? So guys, this is what I got for you in follow-up today. I hope this is incredibly helpful. If it was, then drop a comment below. Let me know your thoughts. If it was and you're watching on YouTube, share the video. I promise you, this can really, really help some people out. And like the video, especially if you're on Facebook Live. Go ahead and tag a friend. That's all I got here, guys. I hope that was helpful. Again, if you want any help from my team, you want to talk a little bit more to see how we can help you along your journey in sales, or at least look at your sales process and your systems to be able to find the gaps. Even if you have a sales team, right? We'd love to jump on a call with you and see where we could find the gaps. We've been able to help people that already have a sales team, right? And we've been able to jump in and they're doing a few $100,000 a month and jump in and change one thing on their sales team to help them add an extra 50, 100 grand a month by making one small degree of change. Same thing with brand new companies. We've gone in, been able to find their rooms for opportunity and be able to help them generate some appointments so they can create some consistency and then get great at sales, so then they could get off the phones and we could help them hire a salesperson so they could work on their company. So I'm really excited to be able to work with you if you're in a position to want to talk to us and just have some questions answered. So have a great weekend. Unless you're watching this on Monday, then have a great week, and I'll talk to you guys soon.